I'm live. I'm live. It's morning where I am, and it is 7:48 a.m. New York Eastern Time, USA, and it is July 19th, 2025. So this is after me, Lueth, and I'm I'm gonna my favorite T-shirt. Sometimes you don't need to say a word; just wear the right T-shirt. Okay, so this is my official holy ordained minister, Rue. So, well, yeah, the Christian Church of, of America or whatever. I mean, that might be like the Human Fund if you've ever seen Seinfeld. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because yeah, I mean, you don't really need it on paper. You get the call, you go, and you know. So yeah, that's what happened. But look, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I do have official attire. It's just I'm just sort of like sharing casual sometimes, and I'm also sharing stuff that some people it's like you'll get bored. And some of it, yeah, I have to put large breaks in there because I'm it's just me right now, and that is not at all as I intended. And I have taken people along with me to get some experience on certain things. Right? I mean, I've done that several times. Uh, of course, I'm used to it. They're gonna misunderstand at first, and they're gonna give you shit, and you just gotta let them keep giving you shit until eventually, right? Everything you've just gone through, essentially, it's like, yeah, Jesus is the one who taught Mr. Miyagi the whole works, including the crane. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, long patience, but it's just like we don't need this long. Like, yes, there in human terms, there comes a point in time where it's not patience, it's abuse. Point blank, human abuse. These are human rights issues on the entirety of Earth. Okay, I'm not afraid of the difficult subjects, right? But some of you rock and rollers, I get it. It's just that, like, see, when it comes to talking to the U.S. government, politicians, and all that kind of stuff, okay, you're asking the U.S. government to change the entirety of the Constitution and unratify some amendments and ratify new ones. Okay, well, that's collectively as a whole, group per capita of the legal American citizens. Okay, I'm not trying to say that something shouldn't be legal if you're, but it's a rough ride, man. It's truly a rough ride if you don't go through the U.S. government. Okay, you're probably going to pay more, right? You have to understand there are citizens in this world who absolutely need like the immediate attention because yes, they're asylum seekers, and their lives are way worse than yours. Are probably they get top dibs. You know what I'm trying to say? Like first safety. But some of you are jumping over your own asylum seeker seat. A lot of you don't know how the U.S. government works. I'm talking to my own fellow citizens and residents, legal residents of the United States and territories. Okay? Some of you are coming at them uneducated, sloppy, and rude. So, hello, House of Rock and Roll. You're not going to make it without me. Just bear that in mind. Right? Because I wasn't playing chess. I was playing a game called Go or Omo. Okay, you got to get 5 in a row. Right, so I don't know what the hell somebody trying to compete with me or being a race or something. Yeah, you're in a human race, okay? But it's not because we're all running around trying to space race everybody. As far as I can tell, if you're not looking at any kind of spiritual or supernatural activity having to do with Earth, is like, well, you guys freaking put all kinds of trash up there. Now there's trash flying up there, claiming that's those are human satellites. I finally got to see a train, one Satlink, whatever, Musk and Tesla. I don't know, whatever the hell they're putting up there. Yeah, I don't even care that much anymore. It's like, I can't go like down a rabbit hole right now. Yeah, I got to be a generalist and a specialist at the same time. The good news for me is even if I have other issues with my physical self, or I'm tired, or I'm not thinking straight, brain fog happens sometimes. Yeah, with PTSD and all sorts of other things. Okay, so it gets difficult sometimes, but what I can say is I'm very grateful, okay, for the fact that there are a couple things that, while a lot of things became more difficult for me, a couple things got easy. So, and those things matter a lot when it comes to ultimately my goal is. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, clean up your houses, people who have a name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I can't stop this from happening. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I'm the straight arrow in this entirely. Okay? I triple confirm, which, yes, that indicates that I actually, right, am who I say I am. Okay? It also confirms something, and yeah, it's not the power of three that I'm saying, but this is what, it's all I can say. Is that those of you practicing witchcraft, I don't know. The reason why I'm just saying it's probably not a good idea to continue is because, like, historically, they may not be out in the wide world open, but some of us share information, and we're just honest dubies trying to come to a resolution. You understand, right? So, and I've practiced them, but it's a that's a wicked thing, and I love Jesus, so right. Anyway, and I had to ask permission. See, you do have to, because you guys aren't allowed to be deciding for the whole human planet. We all have to be sucked into your fucked up technology or whatever the hell's going on. Especially not in the United States of America. Okay, so there's some stuff that some of us know because we're trained. That's what I'm saying. Leave it to the professionals. Do you understand? Okay, just I do have college degrees. These things, facts can be checked and all kind. I don't have time for you asking me all kinds of questions. You understand? Because I have, you know, less time on Earth than somebody. Okay, like my body is like that last hit. I took a big hit, boys, determined men, right? And it took a big chunk out of me. So yeah, let's not be relying on me for too much other than exactly what I say because I know, right? Yes, I got tired of being attacked. I had to take a break from that. It's like, yeah, most of the time it's what I talk to God about. Sometimes uh, you know, it's like sometimes I just have to let people come at me for a while until they get tired. So if anybody's trying to rope a dope me at any point, it's like, well, I just have to out rope a dope you. All right. Well, I'm very serious about some things because it does. Innocent life is not. It's not okay. You see what I'm trying to say? All right. Here we go. Here's another one. Okay. Certified paranormal investigator. Okay. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. Just didn't know that's what it was. Right. That's part of the reason why I've moved so many times. Yeah, it's like some of us were born right into a war, and we were on a mission. Right. And quite a few of us were musicians, and we still are. But yes, we have some things coming up, and I'm not trying to, okay, just you, you have time. We just got to get all of mine away. Okay, some got kicked out because, you know, there are times when, yep, you gotta like cut off a toe to save the whole body, or pluck out an eye, okay, to right save the other one or whatever. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, whew, yeah, you read the Holy Bible, it's a little whoa, especially the Old Testament. Like you guys used to do some shit sack things to each other. You see what I'm trying to say? Okay, so every human should just be invested in the fact whether they can hear me or not, or see me or not. You understand? Okay, your future. Okay, so you guys are looking at the future this way. Okay, but others, and this is what I tell the hockey community as much as I possibly can, although I've kind of slacked off on that because I have other concerns. But it's just like they know what I'm going to say. See, that's the point. It's like I don't even really have to anymore. If they haven't read it, then they picked it up right. Okay, so I'm as in tune with the National Hockey League as anybody can get. Okay, so right, that's why I can catch up very quickly because I know all that stuff. And plus, I had to go through and check in there. Yes, some people passed away and have cancer bullshit and all the other fucked up crap. Yeah, yeah. Now, see, the beautiful struggle. Okay, well, you're not allowed to fucking sit there and watch it anymore. So if you don't turn and run away now, you better jump down and help, or you will be taken down. Okay? I want some people to know, especially in the house of rock and roll, you need to take me seriously because, yep, you guys are second chancers. And many of you, right, think that rock and roll means something that it doesn't. Okay? I know how to talk to politicians. I know what kind of language people like to hear, and not just to put pleasant words in their ears, but stuff that they understand, and it needs to be translated. So, nerdies. Hi, I'm a nerdy too, but I'm pretty good. I've taken a lot of writing classes. Okay, American English, a lot, and I've written a lot. You see what I'm saying? So, I know how to put this in much simpler terms for people. So, okay, because not all science is lies, and there are plenty of scientists like me who are people of God. We may not know how that all works. Okay, hey, we may not understand everything. Sometimes, right, it is possible to just get lost. Right, it's okay for a short period of time, but it is not okay for a long period of time. All right, and in terms of how many dimensions there are, yeah, it doesn't matter because right now, until every human can handle the fifth, nobody's going anywhere. We're the human. That's the human race. You understand? Equal human beings all over the planet, no matter what your laws say. That's another reason for human rights people and everything. Well, I'm a little bit of an activist, but I don't. I take the time to get every perspective I possibly can because in that there is common ground always. So some of you rock and rollers, I mean, take a look at yourselves. Like, right, okay, yeah, don't. Nobody wants to be a member of Club 27. That's not something to celebrate. Right? You're gonna celebrate that. Step out. Go find a different kind of music. If you can't find a different kind of music, step out. Look elsewhere. Okay? Right. I mean, I know, even at the ripe old age of like 13, 14, 15, I'm, learning about Dran, right? And I'm, trying to read as much as I can and find out and look at interviews and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's so nice, like, easy on the eyes, but I was in it just for the music, just that in and of itself, right? It's like very unique So I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go, Britain. Yeah, keep the Britons. Come on, keep invading with music. Like, yeah, don't stop, man. Get in here, Canada. Come on. Yep, keep invading America with music. And then go invade places where there's not a lot of music. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Like rock and rollers, clean it up a little bit. I mean, come the fuck on. You know, truthfully and honestly, what I am saying to you. Okay? So all you elders, you're still with it and all that. Jump in, man. Cover ahead and teach them the stupid shit that is just absolutely dumb, and teaching people around them to make absolutely sure that, yeah, they're not like pulling your mistakes. Help them learn before they fucking get there. Okay, so yeah, I'm a little protective of young blood that way because it's like she's got a lot of talent, but there's other stuff that's going on. And I have not had a personal conversation with this guy. I just know that you know, I understand why some people could be sensitive to the stuff that he does, and critical, and some of it is. Well, there's a couple songs like "Hated." I wouldn't lead with that one, right? Yeah, like we've hated off your U.S. tour list. You know what I'm trying to say? No, don't. There's a plan. Don't do it just to be rock and roll. Okay, you're not the Doors. Okay, y'all not this, that, the other. But I'm also gonna say Chevelle, all right, is one man that, like, the very second I heard the first song, I was like, I'm gonna be a fan of this band for life. One song, like, just like a minute of it, okay? Because in rock, in guitar music, and in, like, whatever kind of metal you want to call it, it's like sometimes it's metal, sometimes it's a little softer, sometimes it's a little heavier. Like they're exploring. But there's just no other band that they're just so unique. And it is the way Pete sings and the way they handle their guitars and their other instruments. Okay? It's right, it's them. It's their gel, it's their style, it's who they are, and they're within all that, they explore. So there's different songs that, like, some of them are like speed racing, going, oh yeah, right, like, oh, we gotta get somewhere in a hurry. Ooh. Okay, but then some of them, like, send the pain below. That song I absolutely love. I will always love it. I will never get tired of it. I could sing it all day long. I decided to use Chevelle's songs, Send the Pain Below, for some of my vocal warm up because they're called slides. Okay, not everybody calls them slides, but I call them slides. So, yep, I get a little bit of damaged voice, so I got to figure out kind of what's my new voice. How do I wrangle this one? So I also sing along. I love to sing along. I learn, but I sometimes I'll try to, like, harmonize, or sometimes I'll sing like an echo part that's not in the song. Like, right, I learn the songs, and then just for practice, that's what I'm doing. I practice. I practice so much with Bare Naked Ladies, it was insane. I practiced so much with Duran Duran, it was insane, right? Yeah, and then yeah, others, I'm like, okay, here we go. I started picking up my rock and roll stance pretty young. Okay, but I do have college degrees, and I know how people want to hear things. And it's not blowing sweet nothings into their ear. It's approaching them with the proper information as someone who knows what the hell they're talking about. Okay, right. So yeah, I mean, politicians to me aren't at all in any way intimidating. I've talked to quite a few. I had lunch with some at one point. It was, yeah, Harvard Community College. There are people out there who I'm hoping are still alive. Yes, we're around. When I was around, there's still some people. Uh, yeah, I mean, people have always just dumped high expectations on me. Okay, it's just an assumption. Like, right. And that's why some of us later on in life seem like we're being too hard on ourselves. And I'm like, I'm being so soft on myself, it's crazy because I grew up with Fritz and Ellen Lueth. Yeah, that's Lueth, but that's been Americanized. It's Lu umlaut th. So it's basically lute. All right, like the instrument. All right, not looting in parking lots and crashing in mirrors and shit. What the fuck is that? Okay, well, people gotta take a realistic look. Somebody just because you can speak out doesn't mean you should. Maybe you should find out, who, right, is like capable of helping you, right? But I am going to say this to the rock and rollers in particular, okay? Like some of us give a shit about you as human beings, okay? Right? Or angels, or whatever the hell anybody, right, is identifying as now these days. Some of that's some dangerous territory. I would not go across that bridge if I leave it alone, turn around, and go back. Anyway, yeah, there are people who might know what I'm talking about, but that's what I'm getting at. Is like the rock and rollers is like Jesus. And then some of you other ones, like I can put REM in the rock. Yeah, it's like some of, but yeah, I mean, I'm tired of the stories like this one is dead at like 40. Fuck Club 27. That's not something you go ooh and ah about. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, you know, youngsters over the age of 21, like no, that's what's not to do. Okay, that doesn't make them any less rock and roll. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, we prefer you hang around longer and make more music. And okay, like I'm not gonna go run around. Oh, this one was murdered. I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. If they're dead, they're fucking dead. Let go of it. Let go of it. Everybody, let go of Chester right now. Let him go right now. Just let him go. Everybody, turn around and look forward. I'm not kidding. Let go of Chris Cornell. Let go of Chester Bennington. Let go. It's time to let go, turn around, and look forward. Okay? But this is what I'm trying to say. The hockey people knew what I meant, and they know what I mean. We're not looking that way into the unknown in the future. Look at the children of the world. There's your future, dumbasses. I'm allowed to say that because some of them know. And if I pulled a stupid and I knew, I mean, okay, somebody called me just a dumbass from, before I was born, give me shit. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not going to ever do that again. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, you can be guaranteed that one. Like, okay, well, never again there. It's no. Yeah, don't let the kids do some stupid shit. Okay, they don't run the world though. All right, hi, the actual people. You know what the hell they're doing. Yeah, yeah, children don't run this world in that way. All right, well, your children need to stand down. Okay, like some of it isn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh no. Right. But I'm tired of doing that. And, I volunteered. So it's to the extent, and you guys pushed me way past my limits. So there were lines crossed, and there were federal laws broken, and state laws that have been broken. And there have been, some people have been broken for all the wrong reasons. Okay. But rock and rollers, it's just like, you know, I mean, I get it. At first, it probably does take hold of you. I mean, I get it. It's like, whoa, and I get, oh, and, but there are plenty who, learn over time and sort of just settle down pretty quickly and still could, rock and roll. Okay, it's not about debauchery. Okay, just get the fuck away from me, all of you. Like, I'll tell you if it's the devil's music. Go tell God what you did. Then come back to me. Parentnexus.org. Right. Yeah, what Dr. Kelly didn't understand is, yes, he didn't understand the extent of activity that has occurred around me. And, right, some of it might have been an attack, but some of it might have been dummies who know not what they do. Okay? Well, you gotta, I don't care what they don't know. They weren't taught. It's not in them. Well, you need the Holy Lord to put it in them. We can't. Right? Now, my big motto is no one gets out of here unloved. Right? But it sucks, musicians. That's not something to fucking praise. Like trashing up all kinds of shit because you can. Like most of the time, that's just you. Okay, try not to spew your toxicity out to the fucking crowd, man. Right, get rid of that shit before you go in front of right. Get rid of it. I'm telling you. Some of you gotta let go of Chester Bennington right now. Let him go, man. Just let him go. Okay? Lincoln Park. I am one of those who's not happy that they use the name Lincoln Park because Lincoln Park was unique in lots of ways, and Chester sort of just embodied Lincoln Park. Okay, so I'm not trying to give Mike or anyone else shit. I'm just simply saying that's my thoughts on it. So it's not what happened, but there it is. But I'm tired. Okay, some of you don't even know more than like two Linkin Park songs, right? And I'm tired, okay, of immature people, right, trying to get a hold of me, and I can prove all these things I say. It's easy to verify my identification. Like, yes, the pictures of me. There's still information up from places I used to work. Uh, Right. But what I talked to Dr. Kelly on the phone, and yeah, they were trying to cut off communication. So I'm like, okay, I gotta like do this a different way. But the thing that kind of was like, okay, Dr. Kelly, well, I caught you being special. It's true. Okay, I'm allowed to do that, sort of colleague, because he's just like, okay, as you look through your, I'm like, I don't think you realize the extent of information, and I like, do you not think I understood the first time how to think? I knew all that before I even started thinking. I knew about Penrose and the double blah blah blah, and that's the way humans fail safes go off. Well, he's not a complete douche. All right. So this is what I was trying to say. The ice hockey people, like, I don't have to say much. I might say it every so often, maybe some, but they know, right? That's the future. The little kids. Okay, you guys looking at it wrong the whole freaking time. So there is a Mason, and I'm not getting involved in that shit, fellas. But you owe me because it was one of yours. Caused a lot of damage. You owe me, some of you. But rock and rollers, could you please look back at all the stupid shit you did? Apologize to each other for some shit? Metallica. I know, I heard all kinds of stories. Yeah, they were like an asshole to someone the whole time. And I'm like, make it good. No, please make sure it's understood. Okay, thank you. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like people started calling Metallica sellouts. I'm like, yeah, they were performing and singing and putting their stuff out to sell out crowds. Exactly what was fucking happening. Okay, don't worry about rock and roll, Sharon, Ozzy. Like, I was born for this. I know why I'm here, right? Some of you don't know that much about human government. And so we're going to find out who is actually above the law. So I'm going to, start in my own country with, all the human laws that sometimes get broken and they do apply to your, activity on planet Earth using computers that are hooked up to the internet, which is almost all of them. Some of it, they're VPNs. They're none of your fucking business. Okay? Like, I don't need to know a bunch of shit in my own government. I'm just trying to say, I'm not worried. See, the United States government already vetted me. All right? So there are people who know, I'm decent dude. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. I mean, I've had to go through some, yeah. But that's why, my dad would go off sometimes. The more he let stuff out about war and how difficult things were, and he didn't know he had diabetes, and so he lived for. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, the fact he survived through a war in Germany without a lot of help is, but I mean, these are just an amazing story. Just get up and go, okay? But at a certain point, it was like, you don't need to be like that anymore. You don't need to be like that anymore. Hey, you don't need to be like that anymore, okay? People need to, in the United States, need to know, and I'm sure it's like that in other countries, but I'm not going to speak for them. I'm going to say in the United States, those of us who are military families, we usually go through things that civilian families don't think about, okay? I mean, if stuff is not meant to be known to the public, it's not meant to be known to the public. Some of you think that the government should just come tuck you in at night and give you the news like you're, right. You're wrong about that. And many of you are now going to find out that you're thinking that, because you learned that from CSI Miami. Well, if you're in Michigan, those laws probably aren't the same anyway. Okay? Like, some of you are not ready to make cogent conversation about bigger issues. And this is the problem with the internet. I'm talking specifically to the United States government because it's hit federal level on many fronts, which also, okay, my nation's security is, you guys were getting attacked and it affected me. But there's a Mason owes me. That's all I'm going to say. It's a male. He's losing all of his rights. And they go to me. Right? If I have to move, I will move. Because there are times I've been around a couple people, death with dignity, of course. I have people agreeing that you're, yeah, actually, right, to, whatever. But, yeah, some of it, you guys, you readers are picking up. We're having a conversation that is none of your business. So I am having the Holy Spirit now, made double sure that every single one of the readers are actually talking to the Holy Spirit. And thank you very much. God is good, they never change it. I don't even know how to explain something. I don't know, he's mysterious. I just trust him. So, boy, even if it kills me, I'm still good to go. I have no fear. We're not meant to live in fear. Some people will be taught a lesson, but I'm not the one going to do that. And it is true that, yeah, you guys don't know who my brothers are, my ancestors. That might bother you, and I don't care. But yeah, some of you readers are going to be cut out of conversations. You're going to see black. You're going to be, told. Some of you might have to be scared to stop. There are people who are doing EVPs. You need to stop. Okay, if you have friends or relatives or people at work or just people you know for a fact, you see all the time, they're trying to do EVPs, okay, and they won't stop. Okay, either something's got a hold of them or they're addicted, and you all need to intervene. Okay, if that means they need to go to a mental hospital for a little while, if that means they have to go to a dry out clinic, if that means they have to be stuck in your house on purpose and people are watching them 20, I don't care. Take part. Okay, don't be looking at everybody's character flaws unless you are. Well, you're not my judge. I give a shit about the people who use the internet. And you all are mistaken in the United States for sure that your First Amendment right is going to cover it. Now, parents, if you don't want to get in trouble because your children are doing shit, okay, get involved. Okay, say much less. Learn to take a deep breath and learn how to patient your way through this. Yes, you can learn patience. Yes, you can. Rock and rollers, some of you have pulled stupids. Some of you still look like you don't. You need to pull yourselves together right now. Hey, I'm all you got. I expect a lot more help. I expect far fewer people, sending me DMs. Hi, how are you? Like, who the fuck are you? I don't give a shit. There's plenty of information on the internet, okay? About me. Just because it's not in a form that's convenient for you, who the fuck are you? Okay? I put my name, my face, my brand, my everything on the internet. And I have music on the internet. And I have conversation. I have videos. I have things. I've written a lot. That is a living work of art. I'm not finished yet.